I'm Angela Sharp with STL TV, and today you're in for a treat. We're here at the Missouri History Museum for St. Louis Sound. It's everything about St. Louis music and how it inspired the rest of the country. There's some big name items here. Come on, let's go check it out. I caught up with Andrew Wanko, the public historian here at the Missouri History Museum, and I'm really excited about this. This is something you're calling St. Louis Sound, and it's all about music, and I love music, so what can people expect to find in here?
Yes, St. Louis Sound is a fascinating exhibit where we look across St. Louis's popular music history, across genres, across eras, from the dawn of recorded sound in the late 19th century, all the way up to Nelly and Mississippi Nights and some of those other incredible places from the early 21st century. So people will see nearly 200 artifacts from across that time range, from huge stars that we all know, Chuck Berry, Tina Turner, Miles Davis, Nelly, Scott Joplin, even going way back to ragtime. But then you'll also get a chance to see artifacts from some of the local St. Louis legends that maybe weren't so famous nationally, but played a huge role in St. Louis's music. People like Henry Townsend. He was a St. Louis blues musician who recorded every decade from the 1920s to the 2000s.
Wow.
A 9-decade-long recording career. He was the first Missourian ever awarded the National Endowment for the Arts Heritage Fellowship, the highest traditional arts honor in our country.
So when people walk through here, what is kind of the first big thing that they're going to notice?
So we talk about how the exhibit starts with the dawn of recorded sound, and St. Louis's story starts at recorded sound's very first baby steps. Thomas Edison invented the phonograph in 1877, the first device to record and play back sound. You recorded by shouting at a needle while you turned a crank, and the needle would scratch your sound recording onto a piece of tin foil. Just 6 months later, in St. Louis in June of 1878, one of these incredible machines is being demonstrated, and the tinfoil recording made that day is now the oldest existing sound recording we can hear in modern times.
That's huge!
Incredible story. So people will see the actual piece of tinfoil that contains this recording. So, you know, think about how important this thing is, the dawn of recorded sound. This is a huge moment, and it only gets more exciting from there. We have tons of really fascinating stories to tell.
I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Nelly right here. Actually, my friend Fabian's in this music video, and I don't know that she knows yet that she's playing in the Missouri History Museum. Of course, everybody in St. Louis knows about Nelly and how huge Nelly is. So it's pretty cool to have this right here. And everybody knows that line, "I'm from the Loot and I'm proud." I've been all over, you know, Tampa, wherever I've lived, and everybody yells and screams that line, even though they're not. So it's totally cool to see all this awesome history right here. Okay.
So everybody knows Tina Turner. She's a huge name, one of the biggest names in popular music. The Club Imperial on West Florissant Road was one of the first places anyone ever heard Tina Turner. Ike Turner moved his band to St. Louis in 1957, looking for bigger prospects. One of the prospects he found was the Club Imperial, a rock and roll dance club on the city's north side. He became the music director of the Club Imperial and had a residency there, so he was playing every week. So when Tina Turner joined his band in the late 1950s, this was one of the very first places anyone would have ever heard her sing. Very fascinating
huge.
Story.
And this is actually the lettering from Club Imperial?
So this is the real marquee lettering that was actually on the front of the building in the 1960s when Ike and Tina Turner were playing there weekly. We also have pieces of the stage floor and some of the original really cool Sputnik lights that would hang over the ballroom. Countless major stars played the Club Imperial. Chuck Berry played there, Dolly Parton played there, just anyone you could think of who was coming through town. One of the other really cool things they did was they actually filmed this American Bandstand style teen dance show at the Club Imperial. So this is footage from the club, and you'll see, you know, the kids in their suits dancing around while Ike Turner and his band are playing the music for them.
And you even have a dress.
Yes. So if this is the first part of Tina Turner's career, when she does that reinvention in the 1980s, we have a really beautiful dress that she wore on The Tonight Show for a New Year's Eve performance in 1982. She was 43 years young when she wore that dress on national television. So an incredible figure, you know, her voice, her style, her way of dancing, everything about her completely changed music as we know it.
I mean, I have no musical talent, but I want to be Tina Turner because this dress is amazing. And she wore it when she was, like you said, 43 years young.
Very
so
confident.
if you can wear that dress at 43, you are winning all sorts of prizes. I like how they made it the same color as the one that's in the case. Because you know me, if any of this was available to touch, I would be touching all of it. So it's kind of cool.
There are a few names bigger in the world of jazz than Miles Davis.
Yes.
I mean, he is absolutely one of the most well-known jazz musicians of all time. A native East St. Louisan, spent his time coming up through the St. Louis jazz bands and the scene that was here. It was here that he first learned to play the trumpet. And when he would go on to have his own career later on, he would reinvent jazz music time and time again. It seemed like every album he put out was a totally new sound no one had ever heard before. But you know, Miles Davis doesn't exist in a bubble. Here in St. Louis, he was part of this world of jazz music.
Right.
And one of the other people he knew here was Clark Terry, who he was about 6 years older than Miles Davis. So he kind of came up learning from Clark Terry. And Clark Terry is another massive name that people who are outside of jazz music probably don't know as well, but he is a huge figure. He was the first black member of the Tonight Show band in 1959.
Wow.
He joined, played in the orchestras of both Count Basie and Duke Ellington, recorded more than 900 different sessions. That's 300 more than Louis Armstrong played on, for a total of 3,400 tracks across his career. An incredible musician, and you know, he's another St. Louis name. So these are the trumpets of Miles Davis and Clark Terry. 2 of the 5 trumpeters in history to win the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award were both from St. Louis.
You have to make your way out here to the Missouri History Museum. There is so much to see and learn about the music scene in St. Louis. Even if you're not that interested, but slightly interested in music, there's just so much. And if you love music like I do, there's so much to read and learn about. It is a great spot. Now, they said it's going to be open for over a year, so you have plenty of time to make your way out here, but you definitely need to make sure it is on your to-do list. For STL TV, I'm Angela Sharp.